Peace, family. I am Chi Vital, aka King Chi, and I am back with another tool for your toolkits. Today, my loves, we are going to continue with part 6 with Lalita Tripura Sundari. What up, gang, gang? Shouts out to HOC. Shouts out to the Coke College gang, gang. RBL in the building. Very gang. Whoop, whoop. All right, so I'm gonna give you all just a moment to tune in. We have a very, very important lesson today. All right, I need you to have your notebooks ready. Notebooks gotta be out. Hashtag Lalita. We are ready to break down some more of this science. I'm very excited to give you this information. Today, we're going to be discussing the kutas, and I will be breaking down the first bija that you received so that you can begin to empower the mantra that you have and continue to extract more and more and more information for your studies moving further, because this right here, you're not going to get anywhere else. All right. It's important that you take really, really good notes so that when you see the other mantras coming forward, you understand the unlocking. All right. Don't forget to thumbs up this video and my notification squad. Let everybody know that I'm live. What up? What up? What up, Aki? What's up, Tina? Thank you, love. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right. These lessons are advanced, and y'all have been doing a phenomenal job. I want to shout out to y'all, shout out to y'all, shout out to the family. Okay? Before we get started, I have a surprise for y'all. Okay? I have a beautiful surprise for you because you now have been introduced to bougie water. We have, y'all, very, very few, okay? Because y'all already know Shungite is not that easy to come by. We have a few Shungite bracelets available. So I'm letting y'all know early on. So if you want that, you need to text me at 202-810-1876. I'm going to go into some of the science around wearing the Shungite. You all are now familiar with using it as a chelator, meaning that you're drinking the water and it is drawing out of your system the radiation that you are around on a consistent basis. I have dropped a link in the description box so you can understand how powerful it is to wear Shungite rather than just your recognized crystals that we wear. We do know that some crystals provide some protection from radiation, but you will see exactly what I mean by the power that Shungite has when you're actually wearing it on your body like a piece of jewelry. Especially if for those of you who wear your smartwatches, who keep your phones in your hands and your pockets. We'll get to that, okay? But before we get more into that, later on, just know my number's in the description box if you want that. Very limited. We did our best to get as many as possible. We're not going to be able to supply for all of the students. So first come, first serve basis. Okay? That's what it's going to be. Y'all got to blame Russia. All right? Blame Russia. Okay, here we go. So the kutas. Right now, you understand that you have the samskaras that are going to help to unlock the Panchadasi mantras, right? Within these Panchadasi mantras, there are hidden bija formulas that do the unlocking. The more you understand the hidden bijas, is the more rapidly this unlocking is going to occur. The more you chant the bija mantras for the unlocking, is the quicker the unlocking is going to occur. These mantras are so well hidden because of their power and the necessity to keep them sacred and out of the hands of the reckless. All right? So with the kutas, I will be able to break down for you why it's so sacred. And ladies, if you understand the power of the yoni, you'll understand why it's so sacred. Okay? The Panchadasi mantras are broken up into 3 kutas, 3 parts. And I will air draw for you all these 3 parts. The 3 kutas are the Vagbhava, okay? Vagbhava, I'm gonna put it in the chat. The Kamaraja and the Shakti. Okay? Kutas represent a portion of the goddess's body. We're working with Lalita, and the mantras that you're going to be chanting, the 3 parts, actually put together her entire form. This is really important because you're being given the building blocks of how to call this deity forward. You are building these blocks within your being, awakening them, correct? But giving the fact that you understand that we are a geometric shape of vibrations, and Lalita represents that for us with the Sri Yantra, you'll begin to see the connection with how the 3 kutas develop the entire Sri Yantra, one triangle at a time. So I'll break it down. The Vagbhava, which is the first set of mantras, your Kai Lahrim, okay? Kai Lahrim. That is the Vagbhava. That is the Vagbhava of the Kadi Vidya. Okay? This part represents the face of the deity. It corresponds to the speech, Vak, V-A-K, Vak, speech. Okay? And in these 4, Ka, I, E, La, okay, you have 4 different blessings, gifts, secrets that are bestowed upon you as a sadak. You're a disciplined person who is doing a sadhana. You're following a sadhana. Okay? And so this first portion is going to bestow upon you the powers of Indra so that you can be victorious in doing this work and slaying all the demons that are going to come about on your way to perfection. All right? So we're starting with the Vagbhava. On the triangle, the Vagbhava represents the right line of the triangle that is inverted. So not the triangle that's pointed up, the triangle that's pointing down, okay? The right line on the triangle is called the Vagbhava. All right. Press 1 in the chat if you're following so far. The Vagbhava is made up of 5 bijas. All right, so when you're thinking of mathematics, and you know how a line is made up of dots, right? Many points along the line. These 5 bijas represent that line. And as you can see, when you're looking at the triangle, you don't see the dots. They are there. These are very important points along the creation of the deity. All right. As y'all know, this is a science of harmony, okay, and polarities. So the polarity that exists here in the Vagbhava is the energy of Brahma. Okay, we're talking about building Shakti, but we have creation happens with the polarities. All right, so Brahma, the face. Think of Guru, your speech, your brain, your higher consciousness. Right? Okay. The second Kuta is the Kamaraja. The Kamaraja is the portion of the deity between the neck and the hips of the goddess. All right, so we got the neck to the hips. This portion is represented by the straight line at the top, or rather the top of the inverted triangle. Okay, so we got the Kamaraja and the Vagbhava. Okay, I don't know if I'm flipped around, but the Vagbhava is on the right side. Okay. This portion, the Kuta, represents also the Vishnu energy. And this is the king of love. This energy is the king of love. Okay, hence Kama, Raja, royal love. Okay. I'm going to go through one Kuta at a time and then break down the Kadi Vija. All right. Lastly, the third Kuta is called Shakti Kuta, and it's represented by the line on the left side. Okay? So in entirety, we have a triangle with, at the top, 6 bijas that make up the middle line. The right, the 5 bijas that make up the line. And on the left, 4 bijas that make up the line. Okay? When these 3 kutas come together, they create the yoni of Lalita, which is the source of the universe. Hence why the sounds have been hidden and locked within the Panchadasi mantras. You follow? The yoni is a sacred place of creation. This science has been passed on to those who have the right discipline and are able to follow through each of the steps like how y'all been given, one step at a time, so that one, you're not overwhelmed with it, because for those of you who are doing this work consistently, if you've decided to jump in without taking your time through the steps, you'll notice that you'll either get fatigued, you may experience lightheadedness, you may experience nausea, you may experience um, shocks that will disturb you, where you're trembling, because this science is waking up the subtle body in such a way that it has to be done in pieces and needs to be done with guidance, so that when things start happening, things can be tweaked depending on how sensitive you are. All right. If these things were readily available, people could definitely hurt themselves. So take note of that and continue to follow each step as it's been prescribed. Got it? This last Shakti Kuta represents below the hips. Just to give you that final note. Okay? So the breakdown for the Kadivija. Make sure you're writing this down. Okay? Because I'm about to tell y'all all the gifts you're getting just in the first Vija alone. And you'll realize how powerful these very small syllables, words are as you're saying them. And now that you have the meanings after I finish explaining it to you, you'll be able to recognize even more and call to yourself even more these gifts because you have the meaning. As I've explained to you all in the past, that the power of mantra not only comes from the sound, but also knowing where the sound goes in your body and the meaning of the sound. Because with the recognition within your mind, you're able to magnetize to yourself even more so the vibration and the frequency of the sound that you are chanting. All right, this really develops the power of your mind to attract. All right. And when you're clearer with what you're attracting, you also increase your powers to protect and repel that which is not a vibrational match. And so you do less fighting and more receiving of what you desire. Okay. All if you're willing to allow things to move away as they do naturally. Okay. All right. So the first bija in the Kadi bija is Ka, correct? With Ka, we have the meaning of desire and creator. This sound by itself bestows on the Sadak peace and prosperity. In order to practice this, you're going to need some peace, and that peace will bring to you more prosperity. Yes? Okay. E, which is one letter, one syllable, is representative of Maya, the power of illusion, for you to be able to recognize and navigate the great illusion. All right? The more we can see clearly what the illusion is, we can navigate with more clarity and more detachment from that which is not real. It's a gift. In this way, it prevents the Sadak from misfortunes. What comes to mind here? Okay, just a little teaching moment, an analogy. So If you practice the tarot, you're familiar with the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups represents all of these different choices that you can make. And at the moment, they're all illusions. They're choices. They have not materialized yet. But you have the good things, and then you have the things that can get you into trouble. And you have to now be clear enough to choose the cup that is going to best serve you on your journey forward. This letter E helps prevent you from picking that cup with the poison in it, or picking that cup with the thing, a snake in it that is, venomous. All right? So that you can gain all the good fortunes from this experience versus making the wrong choices because you're just dreaming and not really cognizant of your true reality. Make sense? Okay. Then we have A, which is the letter I, which represents Vishnu, and the divine ruling power. Okay? This bija bestows wealth upon the Sadak. So make sure you say that one with a lot of energy. All right? This bestows wealth. Okay? Next, we have La. La is the power of bliss. Okay? So when we're having a good time, la 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 la. Just so happens that sound represents the power of bliss. Okay? And the power of bliss represents the gift of victory. Okay? This is victory. And at the end of these sounds, we have Hreem, which then bestows the status of Indra, as I said, so that you have the victory over all of the demons. So think of each of those steps as gateways that you had to get through, okay, to unlock the power within the Panchadasi mantra. So we have, after that, Ha, which represents space or breath. Sa, representing time. Ka, representing creation. Taking a moment just in case I'm moving too fast. Ha, again, but now we're talking about the spirit renewed in energy. Okay, we started with the space of breath, and now we're getting into the renewal of the breath, the renewal of the spirit. And La, bliss again. Sealed with Hreem. Okay. Not only is Hreem at the end of this going to bestow you with the status of Indra, but Hreem, once we get to the end by the third time, represents the integration of Shiva and Shakti coming together for perfected creation. So here we go into the last of the Kali Vidya, where we have Sa. Now instead of just time, we have eternity. So time in its totality. You see how we're building? More depth. Then Ka again. Now we're at the origin of what is unknown. Even bigger. And then La. Again. Bliss. Good so far? and completed with Hreem. So when we have Hreem, we also activate the triple transformation, the power of our triple transformation of all of our nature. And this is how we have a perfected mantra or piece of knowledge that helps us to realize our perfection. We got to cut through the forest to get to those gems. I have more for you, but I think that that's more than enough for you to digest. I want you all to check out the link in the description box regarding the Shungite bracelets, because I want y'all to be very, very vigilant in protecting your frequency from all of the EMFs, from all the devices you sitting in front of your computers, you're around microwaves, your televisions, your smart watches, your Bluetooth headphones. So if you can keep on your body as many pieces that are available, all right, it will help to keep those frequencies from interrupting the frequency that you're building. You are detoxing. When you drink that Shungite water, you are detoxing. I said it's a chelation agent, is drawing out of you what your body has consumed as radiation, whether you're eating something that has been warmed up in some type of convection microwave situation, okay? Or you have your drinks or your food sitting near something, your phone is on your desk next to your lunch. All those things are being absorbed, including we have just the 5G, the towers. These things are always running on a consistent basis. All right. And so the more towers we have is the more exposure we have. And you're going to see that there's a major difference between Shungite wearing it on your body as opposed to some of the like resins and other crystals that you're wearing. And I just wanted to be able to show you the actual science and tools of how those measurements are drastically changed by having Shungite between you and those radiation frequencies. Okay? Because they can be very damaging. Um, Last thing, in case I think I didn't give it to you, if you go back to Shakti Kuta, the balancing piece is Shiva. So the same way we have three kutas describing the Devi, we have the three male counterparts as well. All right. Press 1 in the chat if you got this. And again, for those of you who saw the lines, you can draw them yourself and understand now how powerful the inverted triangle is on the Sri Yantra, because it in itself represents the yoni, the source of all creation. Everybody on this planet came through that portal. Ashe? Okay. Cool. So I will catch up with y'all. There's more where that came from. So go ahead and add that to your notes and to your consciousness. Make sure you let everybody know to get on this, get their notes so that they can get this information. Much love to you all. Please text me at 202-810-1876. Y'all, I will not be able to supply to all of the students. So first come, first serve. Okay? Peace, love, and bless, family. Good to see you all.